What up, Godzilla fans? It's your boy Ori here, and with Godzilla x Kong Supernova being announced today, we'll be taking a look at the timeline of the Monsterverse. There will be spoilers for those who haven't watched the Monsterverse series. So first, watch the entire Monsterverse series, then watch this video if you want to avoid spoilers. If you have watched the entire Monsterverse series, then stick around as we take a look at the entire timeline of Godzilla's Monsterverse. A long time ago, in the Hollow Earth, far, far away from the surface of the planet, monsters roamed freely in an otherworldly ecosystem. While a few of these creatures visited prehistoric humans from time to time, the Titans mostly kept to themselves. However, that all changed when an extraterrestrial three-headed dragon named Ghidorah arrived on Earth and tried to dominate all of the other creatures. Fortunately, Godzilla and Mothra worked together to put the dragon on ice. The second event that occurred during this ancient era was the Great Titan War. During this time, both Godzilla's and Kong's ancestors battled each other for supremacy and control. Eventually, Godzilla's ancestors won the war, which led to the great apes retreating to Skull Island. While some apes lived on Skull Island, Godzilla trapped Scar King and his army of apes in the subterranean realm, where they could be killed by the world-ending Titan Shimo. Eventually, the Mutos killed Godzilla's ancestors, and the Skullcrawlers killed Kong's ancestors. However, other Titans ventured into the Earth's surface. While Titans continued to appear at different times throughout history, their sightings were dismissed as myths. But after World War II began, humanity started to take monsters seriously again. In 1943, a cryptozoologist named Bill Randa was serving on the USS Lawton until it was suddenly wrecked by a creature named the Ion Dragon. The government tried to rush aside the rumors that a giant creature was responsible for the attack. But a decade later, they changed their tune when one of their nuclear submarines awoke Godzilla. After the creature chowed down on a few atomic vessels, the government paid a visit to the few existing members of the Monarch Monster Organization. Lee Shaw, Bill Randa, and Keiko Miura were able to come up with a plan to lure Godzilla out. The trio wanted to study the Titan, but the government tried to kill the giant kaiju with another nuclear bomb as soon as he revealed himself. While the Monarch Monster Organization was devastated at first, they found out that Godzilla actually survived and went into hiding. Their success with the Titan would lead each of them to take big risks that came with huge consequences. Later, in 1959, a hive of insect creatures pulled Keiko Miura into the Hollow Earth, making everyone think that she died. 3 years later, Lee Shaw tried to explore the mysterious place with an entire crew. Unfortunately, the mission went horribly wrong, and he was declared missing. Even though Bill Randa lost his closest friends, he didn't lose his enthusiasm for monster research. Later, in 1973, Bill Randa got official approval to take a crew of soldiers and researchers to Skull Island. Randa's ambitious plan helped confirm that giant creatures like Kong and the Skullcrawlers were still present on the Earth's surface. Unfortunately, neither he nor most of his companions made it off the island alive. He seemed to be the last original member to die until his best friend Lee Shaw re-emerged in 1982. Since he hadn't aged in the 20 years he had gone missing, scientists assumed he fell into a part of the Hollow Earth where time moves differently. In the wake of the Skull Island and Shaw incidents, Monarch decided to go to extreme lengths to keep the Titan's existence secret. However, the organization couldn't stop mankind from coming face to face with giant monsters in 2014. After a creature called the Muto chowed down on and destroyed a nuclear facility, Godzilla emerged to confront the beast in Hawaii. Before the global public could truly accept that monsters exist, Godzilla returned to fight the male and female Mutos in San Francisco. The military ultimately decided to side with the king of the monsters over the other two beasts. While they were happy to see Godzilla achieve an impressive victory over his enemies, the battle wasn't without its casualties. Keiko's granddaughter Kate Randa lost so many people she cared about in one fell swoop. Meanwhile, Dr. Emma Russell and her husband, Dr. Mark Russell, lost their son Andrew Russell during the chaos in San Francisco. Kate's father, Hiroshi Randa, mysteriously disappeared shortly after the kaiju battle in San Francisco. In 2015, Kate Randa found out that her father, Hiroshi Randa, worked for Monarch, freed Lee Shaw from prison, and met a lot of monsters. Kate's journey seemingly came to a close when she and Shaw fell into the Hollow Earth. Fortunately, she reunited with May, Lee, and her grandmother Keiko while in the mysterious ecosystem. During their attempt to escape the Hollow Earth, Lee gets stranded while helping his friends get to safety. Unfortunately, in 2017, his allies end up on Skull Island where an angry Kong roams free. While it's currently unknown what Kate's group did next, we do know that 2 years later the world faced another dangerous monster. In 2019, Dr. Emma Russell decided to help awaken kaijus around the world in the hopes that the Titans could make the world a better place. But after the gruesome King Ghidorah opened its eyes, she soon regretted her decision. The three-headed dragon immediately tried to ascend to the top of the kaiju food chain by killing or wounding any opponent that stood in its way. Even though Godzilla was initially overwhelmed, he turned things around after he got a nuclear power boost. After killing Ghidorah, Godzilla suddenly became the king of the monsters. However, not all of humanity was willing to accept the beast as a savior. Apex Cybernetics wanted a way to keep Godzilla in check. By 2024, they found a way to use Ghidorah's skull and advanced technology to pilot a metal robotic kaiju. Godzilla's violent attempts to stop the project before it could be completed were mistaken as random attacks. While humanity was becoming apprehensive about the giant creature's motivations, a group of Monarch scientists were trying to get Kong away from Skull Island. During transport, Godzilla attacked to try and prevent the ape from making a grab for power. Kong survived the attack and traveled to a world hidden deep in the earth called the Hollow Earth. Although the ape picked up an axe made of Godzilla's ancestors, he still couldn't beat his rival during a heated rematch. But the two creatures put their grudge aside when Mechagodzilla broke free from its creators. The two gargantuan kaijus were able to team up and stop the robotic titan. In the aftermath of the battle, Godzilla and Kong agreed to leave each other alone, but it wouldn't be long until the duo was brought back together for another battle. While all of the kaiju were going by their normal routines, Monarch scientists picked up a distress call coming from the Hollow Earth. After some investigation, few brave heroes discovered that an evil ape called the Skarking had an angry army of apes and a world-ending beast named Shimo ready to attack. Kong recognized the threat and teamed up with Godzilla to take down the evil great ape. Mothra was also there to keep the peace. Eventually, Godzilla and Kong killed the Skarking by releasing Shimo from his control. After Skarking's death, both Godzilla and Kong were free to become kings of their own empires, with Kong being the king of the Hollow Earth and Godzilla being the king of the surface world. We don't know a lot about Godzilla x Kong Supernova as there is very little information. What we do know is that Supernova will have a space-themed story, and Godzilla will probably take on a new and more powerful form to take down a very evil and dangerous threat. So yeah, that was the entire Godzilla Monsterverse timeline, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.